Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission: to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Hey, Trekkies, Marymount, and class. Star Trek is pretty popular, pretty mainstream, I would say. The original series was created by Gene Roddenberry in the 60s, and from that show, a whole Star Trek franchise was born. Spin-off TV shows and movies and comics and a lot more has followed. When Gene Roddenberry created Star Trek, he challenged societal norms and used this platform to address the issues of the day. This inspired many people, like
Mae C. Jemison becoming an astronaut because she was inspired by Uhura, or the flip-phone being inspired by Star Trek.
Star Trek has definitely influenced our society and pushed it to do more, from the first interracial kiss to its women captains and leaders to its overarching message of peace. Star Trek pushes us by warning us of what could happen. Star Trek is full of metaphors, the whole show being a metaphor for Earth. It takes the problems we have on Earth and enlarges them to an intergalactic scale. So, the question is, how does Star Trek represent the issue of resource overuse in its franchise? Well, this is what I'm claiming. Star Trek warns of the misuse of ecological and living resources and shows that there is a fragile balance between ourselves and nature. Star Trek shows that we must think about the effects our actions have. One of the most popular Star Trek series is Star Trek: The Next Generation. It follows Captain Jean-Luc Picard and his crew aboard the USS Enterprise D. It was tasked with exploring the universe. The Next Generation came out in the late 80s and continued into the early 90s and is one of the most highly regarded Star Trek series by fans. As some of you may or may not know, in September a new Star Trek TV series came out, Star Trek Discovery. It follows the otherworldly adventures of Michael Burnham and the crew of the USS Discovery. The Discovery is a science vessel tasked to discover more about the universe and the creatures and life forms in it. In both of the show's earliest episodes, they deal with resource misuse, like in the Next Generation episode, Encounter at Farpoint. In this episode, the Farpoint station was being offered up to the Federation, the Star Trek people, by the Bandy people. The station has a massive surplus of geothermal energy, which meets the whole crew's need and all of the Federation's need. It is shown in the episode that the jellyfish creature was being exploited for its energy. It was allowed to live, but it didn't have enough energy to escape because all of it was being used up. In the end of that episode, Captain Jean-Luc Picard lets the creature escape, proving there is goodness in humanity. In the new Star Trek show Discovery, they have a 3-show arc dealing with the intergalactic creature, the tardigrade. These 3 episodes are Context is for Kings, The Butcher's Knife Cares Not for the Lamb's Cry, and Choose Your Pain. The tardigrade, when defending itself, is impeccably strong and gets called the Ripper. The captain of the ship wants to exploit the tardigrade for war, but Michael Burnham finds out that the tardigrade can basically be used to travel anywhere because the tardigrade is connected to the intergalactic ecosystem. The captain then overuses the tardigrade in that way, causing the tardigrade immense amount of pain shown through the screen, and it makes us sympathize with the tardigrade. The tardigrade and the jellyfish are metaphors for how we treat and misuse the creatures on our Earth. The people helping the creatures, like the scientists in Discovery, are shown to be the good guys by the cinematography, like how the scientists are in light, whilst the warmongering captain is in the dark. All this to remind the audience to think about the consequences of our actions. Overuse of a resource creates problems, often destroying its sustainability. The fish population may collapse, climate change may ensue, or the forest might cease regrowing enough trees to replace those cut. Thank you very much for listening, and live long and prosper. Bye!